just read that AI agents work better together. So that goes with my theory where if you build a whole bunch of small AIs and then have an AI control all the AIs, that essentially that's the architecture you should be looking at using. You should be looking at breaking down your one AI into a bunch of AIs with an AI controlling it. And so this brings up the architecture of having an AI run and maintain the entire system. So we have an AI OS where we went through all the components of an AI or of an OS. We studied all the components. We built all the components. We mixed all the components. We ran all the components. We tested all the components of the operating system and put it together. And now we want something to maintain and continue to develop something like a YouTube channel on the system, as well as the entire system itself. So basically, we want AI doing all the jobs, right? Essentially, this is what we're going for: is AI doing all the jobs, and so something with YouTube and servers where there's maintenance, where there's routine maintenance involved. Is there an out-of-the-box thinking that you could build this server with the intention or the planning of the maintenance being done by an AI, where a human wouldn't actually interact and do the maintenance, but the maintenance and checking would be done by an AI? And then you take all the components that you have of the AI operating system, the AI detective software, where you're going through large files and looking for discrepancies and looking for corroborating evidences and looking for um, just looking for events, any event that you come up with for a large file, and having the AI go through it. Um, this really brings up all big data sets typically involve a lot of maintenance, and if there's a completion to it, an AI could run the maintenance and pursue completion on the event or the yeah. So if you have something to do, if you've got a big data set that you have to go through, a big file, a big if you have a it's better to say a big file that you have to go through with a lot of information. An AI can go through that information, pull up all the events. It can go through completion and start completing these events for you and telling you what events still need to be done. If you need to work on something, it can start preparing you to work on stuff as well. And then back into the integrated or integral technology that runs these servers and maintenance, and working towards an architecture that involves an AI running the maintenance and the even development, further development into these um, architectures. Because I did this in the past. This is what the everything machine was about, where we had a computer inventing stuff. So we always had development in mind. And the anything, this is what the anything machine is about. It's about solving all the problems that we've never solved before, solving problems we've never solved before with the computer. Instead of solving problems that we have and can easily solve, if we just wrote it down, we'll solve problems that we normally can't or haven't even approached solving with the anything machine or with the computer. So development and progress is a part of it. So it's not just maintenance, but it's development and progress. So you could essentially work on an AI developing an operating system, right? And then further developing that operating system. Now it works best when you're tweaking it, but eventually, if you keep on pulling back and programming your part into the AI and programming what tweaks you did into the AI and programming what sort of thinking you're doing back into the AI, eventually the AI can run on its own and um, build an operating system, right? Eventually, you'll get to a version where it's where you don't need you at that stage anymore, where you're getting pushed into a different stage because the AI is so effective that you're now getting pushed into a different stage to tweak it and to move it into and to have control of it or push it further than it was going to go on its own, basically. So this is what happens with AI. When you build an AI, you constantly get pushed into these different stages where you're now doing, where the AI is now doing the work and you're doing a different thing. And then the AI is doing that and you're doing something else. And the AI is doing that and you're doing something else. And you're constantly progressing this AI into places that it won't take itself. And into a bigger problem solving. But because it's so massive, like it will outperform you. It will easily outperform your, unless you're competitive with your own research and yeah, it's not even necessarily intellect. It's like memorizing books. Unless you're really competitive with memorizing the books that we have. The AI is typically going to be like just like a computer, where you look everything up on a computer. The AI, ha, are, that's its brain. Yeah, its brain is. Um, well, first off, Google is an optional brain for it. There is one of the not just an optional brain for it, but Google and the internet is part of its brain, and then it's got more specific parts like the books that you pay for, as part of its a more focused part of its brain, which is like books that you pay for and actual studied and focused research as part of its brain as well. So it's got better than the internet brain in the AI home base anyway. And this is where, like I said, building a machine designed for the AI to build the machine and to run the machine and to maintain the machine, and rather than try to get it to do our current jobs, right? Rather than try to get it to do our current jobs, try to build one where it can do the jobs. Now try to adjust the system. Try to get the AI to build a system where the AI is good at doing the jobs and doing the maintenance and doing the development and doing the jobs that typically need to be done in IT and on compute on the system that you're building and running and operating and stuff. Okay, so that's my ramble.